What? A 2.0 video? Already? I know. I usually leave a little more time in between the deck iteration updates, but since I started OP02 videos, I actually haven't done one yet, since I've been playing a bunch of different leaders every week. But this Luffy deck, man, it's really fun. I just had to explore it more. I'll admit my first iteration of the deck was too focused on Strawbeard. I wanted to make that white hat joke and make a deck that fit the theme of a Luffy deck with Whitebeard cards that was built specifically to beat Strawbeard. But I decided I should try to make this deck more well-rounded against other leaders as well so that I can actually use it, because this deck is actually really fun to play. Here are the changes I made to make this deck more well-rounded against other leaders.
Card D Kaizoku.
Starting off with the 2k counters, we swapped out 4 Sanji for 4 Makino. Though Makino is not searchable by Nami, she can turn Nami into a 5k attack to swing at leader with. I initially didn't even consider it since we need 6k to swing at Whitebeard. That's how tunnel vision on Whitebeard I was. Makino gives us the flexibility of an unexpected angle of attack while still being useful as a 2k counter. Next we cut 2 Usops. I put him in the deck because Whitebeard runs Guard Point and Radical Beam, so I could get value out of his draw effect. In reality, I never played him out, so even though I put him to counter Whitebeard, I didn't use him for that purpose. We cut out 4 Thatch. My reasoning was that it gives us a turn 3 play when we go second, but playing Kingdu and attacking with 7k with our leader instead of 6k is still a good play anyway. I did also have him to increase the consistency of always having a vanilla threat in hand, and the consistency does go down a little without him, but I have been able to make do without him, so I cut him out. In his place, we put 4 Rush Zoros in. Again, I never considered him because he needs a 1 Dawn investment to even swing at Whitebeard, but he's amazing versus every other leader. Being able to swing for 5k and then a 6k from your leader on your second turn is an incredibly aggressive play. Your opponent will usually invest 2 Dawn to leader to swing 7k at him the turn after too, meaning they'll have less Dawn to play something that can trade with their beefy vanillas the turn after. We cut 2 Nico Robin. She's a good card to have on board as she warps how your opponent plays their cards. They're disincentivized from playing any small characters until they can remove her off the board. That being said, she's completely useless in some matchups, especially in the Strawbeard one. Comboing with Otama doesn't even bring their 4-cost 6k power vanillas within range of her ability. We replaced the Robins and 2 Usops with 4 Vista. So while Robin is more proactive, Vista is more reactive, since you can activate his effect on play. For this reason, he's easier to use. Your opponent can play around a Robin that you have on board, but it's harder for them to play around a Vista that they don't know that you might have in hand. And since you're keeping him in hand, he can always be just a 1k counter in a pinch. Everything else in the deck pretty much stays the same. The deck that I was having the most trouble against was Zoro, so these changes makes that matchup a little easier for us. Here are some cards that I'm still considering. Red Hawk. I'll never be able to decide with Red Hawk. Red Hawk always feels terrible when I try to run it. I feel like I never have Dawn to spare until like my 7th turn, and by then the game's usually already decided. But still, I see so many people suggesting and running Red Hawk, so there must be something I'm missing. It just feels like a 2k counter earlier that keeps your board strong is infinitely better than leaving up 2 Dawn of potential damage, trying to save a Whitebeard on turn 7 when you should just be trying to end with as much damage as possible by that point. For now, I'm still not running it. Another card I'm thinking of is the Whitebeard Event Searcher. It would definitely make it more consistent to have a Whitebeard ready on turn 5. Playing Whitebeard on curve is critical for this deck, as the turns that you have 7k base power are the ones where you gain the most advantage from. It can also be used to find a clutch Vista to kill a small blocker that may be preventing lethal. The only scary part is that there's a chance it can whiff, and it's a 1 Dawn investment that doesn't come with a body or any other immediate benefit. We really need Izo from OP03 to solve this issue. Marco is also something some of you guys suggested. I'm still leaving him out for now since we have to consciously let ourselves get to 2 life to get any benefit out of him. We don't have Whitebeard's natural 6k base power as defense, so we usually do have to counter as many early, easy attacks at our leader as we can afford. For 4 costs, his stat line isn't great for offense, and he doesn't have rush to make up for it. We don't really need him as a blocker and would only consider him for a pseudo-immortal attack threat, but 5k for 4 ain't worth it. OP03 Marco though is a different story. We just need to wait one more set to power up our deck. I hope you guys like my 2.0 update to my Luffy deck. It's been getting pretty good reception and I'm having a blast brewing and playing it. I don't really see other people running a Luffy list like mine, so I hope I get known for it. I'll have these videos uploaded with date stamps as proof in case someone else comes to the same conclusion on Luffy as me later on. Okay, bye.
Car D Kaizoku.